Pretty terrible last, 4 days, however long it's been to be a Padres fan. I mean, you could say your whole life, but, I mean, this sucks. The big story of today, obviously, I know Padres lose, but Jason Adam, he ends up popping something. He heard something pop. You could see him say that on the broadcast, that he heard something pop there, and he's laying on the ground, and you could just see it in the look in his face. You could see it in the look in Manny's face, where he's just kinda, blank, just staring out into the crowd. I don't know. I'm It's weird how one injury can totally change your thoughts on what could happen this season, and it's a reliever. I shouldn't feel this way, but I do. I hope Padres fans realize, and it seems like they do. I did get emotional watching as Jason Adam got carted off and seeing the ovation that he got from Padres fans. Everybody clapping for him on their feet as he's leaving. So I think we do understand how great of a talent he is and a human being. Great dude. Um, but this guy is a 1.93 ERA. He was the first All-Star reliever we had. It wasn't Suarez, it wasn't Morejon. It was Jason Adam. He was the initial All-Star in that bullpen. So, I mean, I know it was a year ago, but last year, Robert Suarez wasn't the guy in the postseason that I trusted the most. It was Jason Adam. And he's doing it again this year with a sub-2. And, thankfully, the Padres went out and got Mason Miller, because what if this happened and they didn't go get Mason Miller? Still would have a pretty darn good bullpen, but, I still feel, at least there's that. I feel a little bit better, but it's almost at the point where I just don't care how many relievers we have. Losing Jason Adam just feels different. Don't want to lose anyone. And hopefully this doesn't sound like I'm minimizing other players, but losing Jason Adam is a bigger blow, I feel like, to this team than losing someone like Robert Suarez. Again, don't want to lose him. I love Robert Suarez. But Jason Adam, at least for me, in terms of trust level, he's at the top, at the very top of the list. And I know in the regular season there's been some rough patches, but no, that guy's nails. I trust that guy so much. So, I'm doing this now before I see what Mike Shildt says, because I assume that he's not going to say much, because there's still got to probably be a bunch of tests, and he's just coming in for managing the game. He wasn't back there. The trainers don't talk to the media, so I doubt we'll get too much of an update. If we do, you'll see it on my social medias, obviously. But yeah, could be Achilles. Don't know. Total speculation. But yeah, it sucks the Padres lost this game, but that's not even where my thought is. My thought is just all right, now come postseason time, Jason Adam out for the year. That's what it seems like when he gets carted off like that, and it's September. We're in September now. Not great. But yeah, now there's going to be other fan bases that are going to be like, oh, stop crying. Now you have Robert Suarez, Mason Miller, Adrian Morejon, and Jeremiah Estrada, and David Morgan to go to, instead of adding on Jason Adam. Oh, wow. What a big deal. There's definitely worse situations. I understand that. But I love Jason Adam so much. I love watching that guy pitch so much. And now it's like Robert Suarez, we know that he can give up the long ball. I'm not saying Adam can't, but we know that there's the potential there. He came through last October, so hopefully that happens. But you just don't know. You just don't know. And Jason Adam, to me, in the postseason, for me, that's a sure, yeah, he's going to come through. So it sucks. It sucks. The Padres season may have just changed, because it's not just one guy, but also it's the effect that he has throughout the rest of this regular season and come postseason time. Because sure, in the postseason, you're going to have everyone available almost every game, you would think, out of the bullpen, if you can manage it well enough. But at least in the regular season, and just the other effect, the reason why the Padres have so much depth and why it's so great is because you can give Adam and Morejon the night off if they pitch 2 days in a row, and then you have Miller and Suarez and Estrada, and you have other guys you can go to. If you take out Jason Adam from that, now if let's say your starter gives you 5 innings and you want your high leverage guys, so 6, 7, 8, 9, who are you going to go? You got to go to those 4 every single time. If because he's probably going to want to rely on the guys that he's going to trust the most, and to me, that's Robert Suarez, that's Adrian Morejon, that's Mason Miller, and that's Estrada. So if you're going to keep going to that well, and in the postseason, starting pitchers aren't going to go long. I mean, Dylan Cease today went 4 innings. I hope he doesn't make too many postseason starts. I just, especially against the Dodgers, I just don't trust him in those big games. But like starting pitchers, 4 innings is not out of the ordinary. It doesn't feel like come postseason time. So, I know Morejon picked up an inning and 2/3. Suarez, same thing. They're going to do that every postseason game. So what that's going to mean is David Morgan's going to have to be huge in the postseason. These other guys, I don't know what Yuki and Wandy's roles are going to be. I don't know what starter. Are they going to put Randy in the bullpen? Like, what that's going to look like? But just a lot of question marks. Like, these last 4 days have been just kicking the nuts time after time. With Tatis going out, and they say it was precautionary, him not playing today with the tight hammy, but come on, watching the game yesterday where he comes up in right field and he's holding his hamstring as he's trying to, play the game, make the play, like, come on. Not going to feel great about that. You got Bogey who's out. Who knows when he's coming back? Michael King's still out. Seems like there's progress there, but what is he going to look like when he comes back? So this just, it's great. Good news. They got Jackson Merrill back. Wasn't expecting him to make his appearance back as a pinch runner, but is what it is. So at least there's good news there. But yeah, I know it's a reliever, and I know the Padres still have a really good team. They can still go far, but it feels weird to like pick, do the injury like pick game, if that makes sense. But just to try to prove my point and how much confidence I have in Jason Adam, like if there's one reliever in that bullpen that you could pick to be injury proof, Jason Adam's the guy I'm picking. Some people may go with Mason Miller with the velocity. Some may go with Morejon because he's a lefty and what he's done this year. And that's total, multiple innings he can carry and all that. That's definitely an option too. It's tough. Like, that's how good this bullpen is. But Jason Adam is the guy that I would pick. So I'm not feeling good at all right now. Don't know about the division. That Twin series, losing a series to a team that isn't trying, to go to the post. They're not going to, obviously, but like a team that traded away a ton of talent, 10 players before the deadline, and you get blown out in 2 of those games. And then today, to lose to a team that's in last place in the AL East, a team, yes, do they have talent? Yep. But you're chasing the Dodgers for the division. You're trying to go win a World Series. You're facing a last place team in the AL East, a team that's 14 games with this win, by the way, 14 games under 500. And I know Adam got hurt, right? And no Tatis and no Merrill in the starting lineup, no Bogarts. Like, Padres, they're down players, and we got to put that in there because that's only fair to them. But I still know there's a ton of talent on this team, and it's really disappointing seeing them sliding here because, like, the division, we can say that it's still right there because the Dodgers have been losing some games too, and so it's still like 2 games back, but it's really 3 because they have the tiebreaker. You got to really think of it that way. And I know there's still a month left, and one series of really good baseball and one series of bad baseball for them, and things can totally change, and we can feel much better. But right now, I'm not really thinking about the division right now. I'm thinking more about just being able to host a wild card series like last year. So, yeah, that's what I've got. Freaking sucks. Injuries freaking suck. Schilt said, This is from Annie Halbrun. Schultz said the prognosis early is not favorable for Jason Adam. Yeah, no S. Said it's a tendon rupture. So there you go. Tendon rupture. They will do further testing, but he is not overly positive. Quad tendon rupture. Wow. I think it's left leg. Terrible. Absolutely terrible news. I try to be optimistic. I think a lot of people that follow the show, they know I try to be optimistic, but it's pretty hard to be after seeing that today.